Yes. It's time to file some complaints all over again. Right? It's time. Those complaints that have been filed over the years, we need to bring those complaints back out and bring some accountability. Yeah, I'm here now. I'm the good, the bad, and the ugly. I'm the leader of the Kingsmen, by the way. Have you heard of it? Black Lives Matter. It's been real nice. It's been real nice, real beautiful. We're gonna wait till everybody get in the park. It's only fair that we share information properly. Is that what we're here to do, right? Yeah. We're not only here to scream Black Lives Matter. I'm gonna give some solutions today. I've always been a problem solver all my life. I make inventions. I'm serious. It's time. No more complaining. Let's solve some problems. Why here? Why now? Newport's such a peaceful place. Very comfortable. Very convenient. Very complacent to what's going on around you. We're going to change all that. It's not going to be back to business as usual. We're going to keep coming. And you know what? I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to be honest with you. Before today, I couldn't say this. I'm not afraid no more. I'm not afraid. Black Lives Matter contacted me along with Justice, said we need a point man. Right? Okay, y'all here. I appreciate that. Thanks for turning out. Now, I want to explain a little bit about myself. I was born and raised here. I was here before the crack era. Before the gold badge police officers even knew what crack was. I knew what it was. They had no clue before it hit this community. Standing in the shadows. I'm standing in the shadows of a recreation center that shaped who I am. I'm going to explain a little more about that too. All right? For you, all you don't know who the Kingsman is, I'm going to explain who the Kingsman is. The Kingsman is anybody here that want to see change in their community. I started with the men first. So if you want to see change and be involved in change in your community, you're a queen or a Kingsman. It's that simple. We're not some private group. Anybody can join. There's a process because we don't want people in here spying on us and trying to discredit what we do and assassinate our character. We don't want that. Our character has been assassinated for so long. They tried to assassinate the character of this movement. Black Lives Matter did this, they did that. Well, guess what? You're gonna have people inside that do messed up things, but that's not, you're gonna hear the truth today. The truth. And that's all I'm here to speak about is the truth. And what I say today, because it gets personal, because I was born and raised here. Black Lives Matter, national. I was born and raised here. So I felt the effects of things here. And I'm going to testify today. I didn't sit at home and try to think of a bunch of lies. I'm going to tell the truth. Real freely. Because it exists. All right? I got notes. I feel like I don't even need them because it's so natural. All right? And it went a little something like this. First I was like, oh, thanks Black Lives Matter for coming to Newport and supporting us. Thank you everyone for coming out. And the children for coming out. Our future. Right? Right? The children are going to be making the laws and the rules in the future. Right? So today we're going to plant the seed of how the future should look in our children. Okay? So the next thing I said, I'm not afraid anymore. I already said that. Now I want to know if y'all are with me. Because after the smoke is cleared, I'm going to be driving down these streets. But I'm part of Black Lives Matter now. I can make a call, or you can make a call. Pay attention to my life, because me standing here, I'm making a sacrifice right now. So when it's back to business as usual, hey, that guy on the microphone, there he goes. Pull him over. That's what needs to change. That's what needs to change. But I'm not afraid no more. I'm not, nope. Nah, man. I'm connected now. They found out about the Kingsmen. So they're gonna check on us. All right? So they had their knee on our neck for too long, man. And what I mean by that, I'm gonna give you an example. I was born and raised here, right? And I walk down by the harbors and see those huge yachts and how much it costs to maintain them. All white. And I thought to myself, is there a black yacht community in America?
Good question.
We don't have that privilege to pull up into a harbor full of people of color that own yachts, right? So we're on the outside of the glass, struggling, living check to check with poor wages, struggling, walking around full of emotion. Of course we're upset. Of course we can get ticked off easy, right? So what the problem is, home ownership, right? So when you own a home and someone drops some trash in front of your yard, you're gonna be concerned and pick it up because you own property. There's a lot of people that don't own property. They don't understand the value of community. They don't understand that your home is actually your community as well. It's not just inside your house. So what you do in your community, you're doing in for your home. It's an extended home. So what do we have in our home? People that we pay that treat us unfairly. That's what we're saying. Get your knee off our neck. How does it apply here? How does it apply here? When I was young, I seen, I'm gonna name names, Kala Magato. Research it. We had nightclubs around, and it would get loud at night. People would complain, and the police showed up, pushing people. All right, come on, let's go. Club's out, club's over. You know, some people are gonna slag and this and that, until we all witnessed them grab her by the hair and slam her on the ground, and held her on the ground by her hair. It happens here. Okay? Another man was handcuffed to a tree here and hit here. I'm not making this up. It's real. Now let me give you my own testimony. Okay? When I was raised here, I made a lot of bad decisions. Like a lot of our young kids here, making bad decisions, misguided, unfortunately being hunted down for their bad decisions by the power of the government. It's amazing the disconnect still in 2020. It's still here. Like we all, everyone here grew up learning about slavery and racism, and it's still here. What's our problem? Different colors? It doesn't make sense. So let me give you my own personal testimony. So I was raised here, made a lot of bad decisions, got to know the police because of my bad decisions. I seen a lot of my friends in and out of jail for bad decisions. The crack era, okay? When it hit America, it hit very hard. Like I said, I witnessed before it came. We used to have cookouts, the parks were used more often, and then all of that stopped. This recreational center, we had cooking classes, we had dinner at night, movie night, we had a basketball team, we had 24/7 mentors that can pull a child aside and correct them, right? So could keep going on what was going on in there. Crafts, after school program. So what happened was the crack era came, right? And we all lost the sense of community. A lot across the nation, a lot of centers like this, they wasn't being filled up. You know, so now the King Center is a food pantry, which we need, I'm gonna finish, and a daycare. That's it. They provide fish, but we need to provide fishing poles, right? Fishing poles, and teach our youth so they don't have to get in the food pantry line. I see a lot of people I was raised with in that food pantry line, but if they was taught skills and had mentorship, they would have better jobs and careers and opportunity, right? So, after all the bad things I did, I got sent away and I educated myself. I took a lot of classes. Now, just like the COVID-19, I was like, you know what? When I was in jail, you have a choice. You can work out, you can educate yourself, or you can sit there and do nothing. It's the same thing with the COVID. You can exercise, get in shape, you can educate yourself, or sit there and do nothing, right? So when I got home, I came home to my community and I said, man, I did a lot of wrong here. I need to pay this community back. I need to regain the trust of my community. The frontal lobe is working now. I'm not a kid anymore. I can think long term now. I need to regain relationships, even with the officers. Seriously, I'm saying that. So, I started a business. Started a couple businesses actually here. I opened an art gallery down on Thames Street called A Piece of Newport for 2 years. Not getting in any trouble, not breaking any laws, and working a full-time job, right? So the art gallery didn't do too well, maybe because of the location and tourists can't carry big paintings away, and plus to get to my gallery you got to pass by 4 of them. So chances are you settle on something before you see me. So it was a bad location, I learned that. But I kept the location because I loved the foot traffic and opened up a shaved ice business. I said, it's the summer, the money's here in the summer, let me open up a shaved ice business. So I called it Snow Bows. Instead of rainbows, all the colors, it's frozen ice, snow bows. I told you I'm creative. So, Snow Bows did excellent in the summertime. Only black man with a business on Thames Street. I was so proud of myself. Right? So when that happened, a lot of the elders came to me and was like, you know, Kenny, a lot of people look up to you. A lot of these kids, you know, they see what you're doing. You know, we're proud of you. You should do more for the kids. And I'm like, man, I got a life to live. So it boggled my mind. She was right. I was like, my success comes with a responsibility because not many people had what I had down Thames Street. So I felt like, man, you could do it too. So a lot of the elders, Victoria Johnson, one of my mentors, retired principal from Rogers, Jimmy Winters, you already know what he does, all right? Nico, wherever you are, she does, there's the North End, they do a lot. So I'm like, where are the men at? The men need to take the torch here. Miss Pauline can't keep getting permits from City Hall all the time, and people are getting old, somebody need to take the torch. So I said, okay, I'm gonna make a call. And when I made that call, 50 black men showed up in Newport, out of respect for me. And half of them didn't even get along. So I came late to this big meeting that nobody knew why they was there, right? People are here, right? I know there's at least 25 to 30 of you men here right now. So, 50 men showed up. Half of them didn't get along. Right? So I come in the room and they're like, hey, what you got me here for? I was like, oh, I'm gonna tell everybody what we're here for. My message was, it's time for us to take responsibility of our community. Let's put our resources, our money, our connections, our talent together and create a powerful impact in this community. That's what the Kingsmen's about. So, thank you. So, I said, I don't have to do it alone. Let me find like-minded men that want to build a better community for their children. It was no-brainer. 50 black men were interested in that idea here. I said, okay, a lot of y'all don't get along. I'm not asking you to sit at the table with him. You can sit over there. It's bigger than your differences. Right? So, it's been, what, a couple years now? We lost a lot of members, but we got a solid core now. We got a dedicated, committed core that will make the meetings. Oh, man, my kids, man, I can't go tonight. We're on Zoom, right? We Zoom with Justice about this Black Lives Matter. So we continue to go. So long as there's something to do in the community, there will always be a Kingsman. Right? So back to my testimony. Now that you know who I am, why I'm here, and who the Kingsmen are, so I'm doing these things in the community, okay? Toy drive, successful. 80 families came, and everybody got something, more than one thing. Nice things, too. From everyone's donations. So it was redistributed back to the kids. All somebody had to do was be the gatekeepers of that, and the Kingsmen did it. Back to school drive. Backpacks stuffed with rulers, pencils, pads, envelopes. We did that. We showed up to the homeless. What do you need? We need socks. They always need socks and stuff like that. We're in touch with the community. We're not a building over there where you can come sign up and get some of our resources. No, we're going out to you. That's what the Kingsmen, that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to be in touch with our people. But we hope our character is not assassinated. Because guess what? Some Kingsmen, as a Kingsman, went to jail. Guess what? When they get reformed and come out, they will be a Kingsman again. Know why? Because we're a work in progress as well. Kingsmen are not perfect. We are not perfect. So, testimony. So I'm doing these things in the community. I'm loving it. One of my Kingsmen comes to me and says, Kenny, an officer reached out to us and said they want to somehow connect with the Kingsmen. We want to diminish that reputation that some of the older officers gave this department. I give you credit. I give that officer credit for that. So when I reached out, and let me make this clear, we need police. Because if your car gets stolen, you're not going to borrow your friend's car and ride around and look for your car. If your daughter gets kidnapped, you're going to the police. They serve us. But we want to be clear that they don't abuse that. Okay? That's all we're saying. All right? We need you. But we need you as family, not as opposers. Right? You're a part of our family. You're in our community. Don't be combatants with your community. So look around. This is not all black. This is your community. Listen to the message. So, back to my testimony. Fast forward, I'm doing these things. Huge responsibility. I have to show up to every meeting. I can't have an excuse. Although I think I missed one or two. I'll be honest, because the Kingsmen hold me accountable for that. But I have to, because I regulate it. You know, we have a secretary, a vice president, Keith Edwards, who is in laid up. He's injured right now. He couldn't make it. And we try to hold each other accountable. We even try not to curse so we can practice our oratory in our meetings. You curse, put some money in the cup, bro. You just curse, man. The reason why because we curse, but the reason why we try to practice not, because when we do public speakings like this, we don't get the slip of the tongue around children and say, oh, sorry for that. So it's good practice not to. This is the character of the Kingsmen. Okay? Back to my testimony, because this really gets really personal. A couple of months ago, okay, maybe about a month ago, I was arrested for, I think it was assault with a deadly weapon. It was in the paper. I got to go to court for that next week. Right? Two men that don't even live in Newport that I had a confrontation with. They were both drunk, by the way. All right? I'm the peace guy. I'm trying to connect. It's not working. It's not working. It's not working. So I have to defend myself, right? I get arrested. The two gentlemen not from Newport, not charged and not cooperating. They're not even around here. But the community guy with two guys that are not cooperating, no weapons found, the state picked up the charge on the community guy that probably got a traffic ticket in the past 10 years. Does that make sense? So I hope, so I'm a manager, by the way. So my temperament have to be in check at all times. I have a staff. I can't bring that street stuff into my job. So when it comes to managing my behavior, I'm very good at that. You can't poke, you gotta be very, very clever to get me off my rocker. I've seen too much. I always say this, a good comma bank account. And I like to make deposits all the time. Right? So, I say my testimony because sometimes they get it wrong. Often they get it wrong. I'm not going to speak on it anymore. I'm going to leave it up to the justice system. Oh, I can't wait to have my day in court. I can't wait. They got it wrong. But I'm going to tell you now, they get it wrong on a lot of our kids here as well. You know? Let them have a future. So I just want to say, if you don't get justice, no peace. Now, this center right here, I might add, I said it was a food pantry and a daycare. So the Kingsmen have a meeting, say, man, we would love to incorporate what that center used to be. If we can have a small space. We don't have any space for you here. The name Kingsmen came from the King Center. The Kingsmen was a basketball team here. Guess what? We want the drugs out and we want our community back. The King Center said, hey, look around you, things has changed. Yes, it's changed, but the kids are still here. It doesn't matter the color. They still need mentorship and guidance. And love. We need to love our kids, man. Pay attention to your kids. Justice. If you don't mention your kids, that tells a lot. Right? So I just want to say no justice, no peace. No justice, no peace. And I pray that we could get space, once again, in the King Center to work with kids. Give us a closet so we can get our mail there. That's it. That's it. Thank you.